1.30. Speaker 1.
I had never tried oysters before, but I was on vacation on the east coast of the U.S., and they're everywhere. You can even pick them up at street stalls. Anyway, I plucked up the courage and took my first taste, and actually, I quite liked it. Well, to tell the truth, it was a bit bland. So I tried another, but this time with Tabasco sauce to give it a bit more kick. It certainly worked, but within minutes, I started feeling really awful. I mean, really ill. My mouth felt as if it was on fire, but it wasn't just the hot sauce. I think those oysters were probably off or old. Anyway, it was enough to put me off oysters forever. And I'll certainly think twice before eating street food again.
Speaker 2.
I'm Mexican, so, I was brought up on tacos. Now I'm living in the UK, and it's hard to find them, at least decent ones. But the other day, a friend recommended this takeaway place. I had a feeling ahead of time that it wouldn't be any good, but they still managed to disappoint. The tacos were downright unpleasant. The corn tortillas weren't fresh, and the salsa was all sweet and sticky like tomato ketchup. And worst of all, it wasn't spicy at all. Plus, the meat seemed to be old. It was all stringy and tasted weird. I picked at them for a while, but they were so bad I couldn't finish them. It made me realize how difficult it is to recreate the true flavors of our cuisine abroad. It's down to the scarcity of authentic ingredients, I guess. This was more like Tex-Mex cuisine, really. It was pretty painful when the bill came and I had to pay up. I should have known better.
Speaker 3.
I have rather conventional tastes, I suppose. I'm not ashamed to admit that burgers are my favourite takeaway food, and I'm not fussy about where I go either. I'll eat any kind of burger. But, it costs a fortune to dine out all the time, so I thought I'd have a go at preparing some burgers for me and my mates at home. Well, it was an absolute disaster. You'd think it would be a fairly simple thing, but I managed to mess it up completely. The burgers were tough, the onions burnt, and the bread rolls were stale, so we ended up having to throw the whole lot out. I was really disappointed. I think I'll go back to eating out in future.
Speaker 4.
They say it's going out of fashion, but I still love fish and chips. It's a uniquely British dining experience. There's nothing like it when you can't be bothered to cook and you want something quick. Trouble is, some places are good, the fish is tasty and the chips are crispy, but in other places, everything is really greasy and soggy. The other day, I went to my local chippy to get a takeaway, and I found that the place had changed hands. I ordered my usual anyway, but it just wasn't the same. I think they must have used old oil or something because everything was really stodgy and tasted horrible. It's disappointing when you're imagining one taste and you get another one, which is nowhere near as nice. But I guess even the best places end up going downhill sometimes.
Speaker 5.
There's this really nice stall where we go to get crepes, but it's so popular, you usually have to line up right around the corner. Even so, people carry on going. I regularly go there with my friends. We really like the sweet ones with cream, melted chocolate, banana, and so on. Anyway, trouble is, I'm on this diet now, so I'm cutting back on sugar, and I wanted a savory one with just low-fat cheese and fresh spinach. And I asked for mine to be made without butter, and the guy who makes them went nuts and was really rude about it. He said he couldn't do it with that number of people waiting. I was shocked. It wasn't so much to ask, especially as we're always there.